What's popping, y'all? We appreciate T.I. over here with Pledge Allegiance to the Swag, but I don't know who's pledged a stronger allegiance to the content than Academics, because he decided to bring Charleston White, of all people, to one of the YoungBoy tour stops. Now, Academics has been he might as well have been the tour manager for YoungBoy, or the facilitator between all of these influencers getting on YoungBoy tour stops, because he's been to at least 10, if I can remember off the top of my head. And none other than Charleston White, who, if you just hearing the name Charleston White and YoungBoy, you're probably like, well, he's definitely said something crazy about him before, right? Now, Lil Tim has been a guest on that tour. I don't know a guest for what, because he has one song? But I mean, hey, catching that body, I guess that really does go a long way. But he's been on that tour stop, and Charleston White has said in the past that he messes with Lil Tim solely for the reason that Lil Tim extinguish King Von from this realm into the nether. So Charleston White, and I don't know why Academics thought to bring Charleston White there, but this is pledging allegiance to the content. We appreciate it nonetheless, of course. So I'm going to play you guys this interview clip that they had before the stream would get ended soon after, and I'm going to explain to you guys what happens after this clip.
I've never been a fan of his because I say he angry. I was married to a woman. I had 2 children by one woman. He got 13 bastard babies.
Don't do that.
What you mean don't do? That's the truth. That's what I'm a Christian believer. So let me just say 13 bastard babies means children born out of wedlock. That's a bastard. Children, he got 13 children born out of wedlock. As a father, that's looked down upon in the black community for black fathers and mothers with moral standards. Man,
so you're judging though?
I'm not judging. I judge every goddamn day. I don't give a damn about judging. Judge me back. So what? Who can stop me from judging?
But how could you look down on him?
Easy. I ain't made 13 babies that's gonna be distraught with more childhood trauma with an absent father.
He's not absent.
He is absent.
I've seen him.
He is out. He just come out of jail and prison. Were you trying to get me to idolize a black man instead of making
idolize? I want you to understand.
With a bumpy
no. Now you're personalizing.
I'm not
personalizing, Charles.
I'm not personalizing what? I ain't got no bumps on my. And then when you look at the darkness and the theme of it, it looks demonic. It's like a bunch of children are walking to go see a demonic worship idol. With the darkness and the caskets and the coffins and all of those things.
Some of the kids you're mentioning, when you say like his fans are...
They are.
More
fans.
No, they're not.
There they are. I watched everybody that went to line. They all look... I watched them from the reels and the video. You can't even understand what the boy's saying.
You told me you was a fan of Lil Tim, and he's there.
I am, because he killed King Von. That's the only reason. I met his mama.
So here, off rip, I don't know. This is the problem with words that have real definitions. Is yes, YoungBoy is married to this lady like Jasmine, I think, or Jaslyn. The kids that he has with Jaslyn are his legitimate children. The kids that he has with all of these other chicks that are not his wife, or that he does not claim as his wife, are bastard children. That is the definition of a bastard. It is a child born out of wedlock. And I would say more so, like if we look back in the days, the guys they would get these chicks in brothels pregnant. They would be like, let's say they go to another village, they get somebody pregnant, and then they come back home, and then they've got their actual wife that they claim. And then those children are the ones that they claim. So I think more than just, can't believe we're just having a conversation around bastards here. But more than just a wedlock, a kid within wedlock, I also think it's a kid that the father claims. So if the father is not claiming the kid, and of course, if it's in wedlock, the father is most likely going to claim the kid. But for YoungBoy, he is claiming the kids even though they are out of wedlock. So they get YoungBoy's last name. A lot of these bastards, historically speaking, they're not getting the dad's last name because the dad probably doesn't even know that they're born, doesn't care that they're born. They're in a different city and he's not interested in seeing them. So they'll usually just take the last name of the mom or something. And especially if the person had a respectable last name, he's like, I'm not giving my last name to that little runt over there. And I can get behind that. So that's why I think there's a little bit of difference. But academics saying the reason why he's combating, like, oh man, don't do that, knowing that Charleston White is doing exactly what he wants him to do, is, I think it's a little bit disingenuous, because that is what they are. By definition, they are bastards. He didn't say those, he didn't get disrespectful yet, but he does up the ante a little bit later in the clip when he starts talking about judging and the Christian faith. One thing I love about Charleston White is his ability to sway in between the faiths for whatever serves him. So he's a Christian in this scenario. In another scenario, man, I don't care about white Jesus. In another scenario, it's like, you know, my mama was religious, this and that. But he does have a point in his own situation where he says, like, hey, I was married and I had 2 kids with my wife, and that's that. I haven't had any kids since. I didn't have any kids before. I think he's still married right now. I think he's still married. I know he got a wife and he got like his piece on the side that, yes, they've got a whole situation that they've got covered over there. But with the whole YoungBoy situation and the 13 kids, the one thing that I wonder about is, why do people not come at Elon Musk with this type of energy? Now, I'm not in, if somebody wants to have a ton of kids, yo, it is what it is. I'm not even going to say you should take care of them. But YoungBoy's got a ton of money. He's financially providing for these kids. Elon got like what, 10, 11 himself? Who knows, maybe 12, 13? And he's constantly bringing in a new one all the time. He's actually only, I think he's got one that he brings around, like a kind of like a little accessory, like his teddy bear, when he was going to like White House events or things like that. And when he linked back up with Trump, it's like a little breakup happened between them. So nobody's coming at him saying that, yo, Elon's got all these bastard kids. Like, yeah, some people are, but people are focused on YoungBoy when Elon Musk is right there. So I feel like if you got to come at YoungBoy, you got to throw YoungBoy and Elon together. We need to start associating them with each other. Now, Future, yeah, he's on that same type of timing. But when academics is like, nah, you know, he's a present father. Yeah, I mean, unless you got a compound, or unless you like divvy up time between certain kids equally, quote unquote, however possible that is, I mean, how present can you really be? Like, if they're all in the same place, yeah, I would say that's quite present. But listen, that present stuff is overrated, man. Imagine being present for just one baby screaming your ear off, and then you got to be present for 10, 11, 12, 13 that are probably all under the age of 13. So who's trying to do all that? So I understand him if he doesn't want to be present, but I know his kids are at all of these tour stops. So it's a difficult situation. And Boosie has a bunch of kids too. But yeah, academics bringing in Charleston White, this did not go so well because Charleston White was unable to enjoy his time there. Now keep in mind, Charleston White pulled up here right after he did an interview with Sean Cotton of Say Cheese TV, talking about how much he hates YoungBoy and what he represents and the negativity, and talking about how the majority of the people at these shows are cognitively deficient. We'll say that. Yeah, it's good because, you know, if you say something else, then they might understand what you're talking about. And if we're keeping it real, like, do I think all of YoungBoy's listeners are dumb? Absolutely not. But I feel like if you're smart enough of a YoungBoy listener, you'd probably think, you know what, maybe going to a YoungBoy show is not the greatest idea. That's the way I look at it. So the only ones left that are like, yo, we gotta go to this YoungBoy show are probably the same type that would be going to a, I don't know, like a King Von show, right? So they're not thinking about safety and security. Now, granted, I do have to give them credit because nothing bad has happened at these YoungBoy shows except a security guard getting beat up by just doing his job by these young bucks, or young bulls as Meek Mill would call them, even though they're not in Philly. So Charleston White, yeah, he gets kicked out of the situation, and I'm gonna play you guys the clip of his response.
Listen, I made that Say Cheese TV interview knowing I was finna come be backstage with y'all. And I was going to tell y'all to y'all face, all y'all, look at you. When last time you been sober and looked in the mirror? Half you can't go live 7 days straight where you brush your teeth in the morning. Afternoon teeth brushing ass. Normal people brush their teeth in the morning, boy. Mad at me. I can't believe, I thought y'all was dancing ass and they fit. I knew y'all wasn't no real young nowhere in the world. Please. Man, y'all supposed to laugh with them. Y'all know goddamn well y'all supposed to laugh with them. But you know why y'all can't laugh? Because the truth hurts. All y'all dance like your mamas. All y'all. I ain't seen that. Crip walker yet. And y'all talking slime. All y'all up there with your hand on your back got a curve in it like a mother. That's how your mama back be arched when she laying down, face down. So you ever seen how to arch that back and have?
I think he expected this situation. This was going to be a win-win regardless for Charleston White. If he was up there in the show, jamming out, enjoying himself, and then leaving, he would have the opportunity to say, listen, I showed up to the show. I had a good time. And he could talk trash about it after. Or he could talk trash now and say, oh yeah, they kicked him out, but nothing happened to him. And that's all there is to it. It was entertaining, but I'm also willing to go ahead and say that the demonic show idea is going a little bit overboard, because a Travis Scott show looks a lot more like demonic chanting than a YoungBoy show. And I love Travis's music. YoungBoy is really, it's like a seance over there for them. It's like a out-of-body experience. No pun intended with that one. It's like Joel Osteen got on stage for his megachurch. That's what YoungBoy being on stage is like. So it's not demonic. Some may say it's a spiritual experience for them to finally see YoungBoy live and to see what he's gone through and what he struggled through and to finally still be here, healthy, and performing. And he is right in that, listen, man, YoungBoy music is just straight just negativity. Like, yeah, it is some evil music. There's different eras of YoungBoy. I do think it's just vulnerable music and a reflection of where he's been at in life. And that's why so many people are able to relate with it, because they're like, yo, I'm in the mud. This guy's talking to me. And that's what it is. And there's got to be people like, what do we expect YoungBoy to talk about? This is the problem that I had even when people came at 21 Savage, I think. And they're like, yo, this person just made, or no, people found it hypocritical when 21 Savage was talking about like making negative music because that's what people want to see. Dog, people don't want to hear this kumbaya music. We already did that experiment with NLE Chakra. All right, that didn't work. People want to hear the BS. So YoungBoy's going to give them the BS. But I do think YoungBoy and Kodak are the type of artists that can give you two sides to them. I think that's a healthy balance. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.